course sa story na yon, which I can expand and explore. And I'm going to embrace that and share it to that friend that maybe we can do this. Maybe I can do that. And then successfully, medyo I mean successfully nangyayari naman. Meron lang para sa money, no? Pero never pa yata ako nagkaroon ng ganung project na na parang sabi ko, sige na nga lang, parang sa ano na lang to, pera-pera na lang. Luckily wala pa naman sa aking nabigay na project na para sa ganun lang. Mostly ganun eh. Yung tatlong yun yung combination. Kaya siguro lucky ako kasi mostly ang nagagawa kong project laging ganun. Kaibigan mo yung mga tao, maganda yung prestige, at saka okay naman yung fee. Minsan yung fee nga wala pa eh. Minsan yung fee ang mas ano mo, medyo na nasa-sacrifice. Mas laging dumadating pa yung prestige and friendship. Pero these days since General Luna, yung money lumalaban na rin talaga. Yung fund. Hindi na pwedeng yung parang lagi na lang na parang kang tinatawaran. So I'm so happy for that. I'm really so happy to tell you na ang mismong producer din naman is parang aware of that na we are not just doing something here. I mean, since you think that I can actually do the requirements, so somehow sila na yung nag-o-offer, hindi na ako namimilit or naghahagal.
Actually po, kahit naman sa TV, kahit yung supporting roles nyo, parang ano din, ang gaganda ng mga nabibigay, lalo na nitong recently, no? Pero kasi po, syempre, isa rin po kayo sa mga alam talaga namin kung gaano kagaling na aktor. I mean, mostly ang napansin yan sa General Luna, pero kahit naman po noon-noon pa, di ba? Pero meron din po bang point sa life nyo na feeling nyo hindi kayo magaling?
Lagi naman ganon, laging laging may kalahati. Laging may kalahati na nagawa ko na ba yung tama at nagawa ko. Lagi yan, laging pumapasok yan. Even in all the films that I've done, looking back, sayang sana ginawa ko yan, Hindi totally sa isang pelikula na masasabing, hindi ako magaling doon. Magaling ako dito. Hindi yun eh. Minsan makikita mo, sometimes per scene. Or sometimes a certain part of the scene. I should have done that. Parang sayang, parang kulang 'yon. Bakit di ko naisip na gawin 'yon? Laging may ganun. Lagi it's a constant thing for me.
Nakaka-curious lang po, hindi kasi syempre alam namin kung gaano kayo kagaling na actor, di ba? So after naman po nitong OTJ and syempre on TV you're still doing ang Probinsyano, ano pa po ang parang nililook forward ng isang John Arcilla na magawa sa kanyang career?
Ang dami pa. Gusto ko naman kasi talagang maging global actor, no? I mean, gusto kong makagawa ng mga film sa iba't ibang bansa. Siguro na kumbaga parang makita yung global positioning ng Filipino sa world scene, no? Kasi whether we like it or not, malaki na rin naman ang ating kumbaga role, no, sa pag-evolve ng mundo. I mean, bilang ang nakakalat ng Pilipino sa buong panahon pa lang ni Rizal, no, as early as 18th century, we are all over the globe, and we are actually showing the things that the Filipinos can do. So yung role ng Filipinos sa world and global communities are also significant na. So kung merong mga roles sa iba't ibang bansa with some significant characters for Filipino, no, bilang lalo na lagi naman tayong kasama pag sa as OFW, or hindi lang as OFW, marami na rin mga kilala sa New York, isa sa pinakamagaling na doktor ay Filipino, and they recognize that. So ang laki na ng role ng Filipino sa world societies and sa global communities. So gusto kong ma-hit yung need na yon or yung niche na yon para makagawa ng mga project globally. Ganun. So, and siyempre, kikip pa rin natin yung klase ng standard na gusto nating mangyari para naman well, hindi naman siguro din nga tayo makakagawa ng project na ganun if they think I cannot submit or I cannot do the requirement.
Yan. Thank you po, Sir John, and congratulations po.
Ay, pero pwede rin siguro, pwede ba ako magdagdag ng something? Kasi ano lang, pero although mayroon akong mga naka-line up na dadating yung A Hard Day with Ding Dong Dantes, yung aking Big Night with Christian Bables. So may mga naka-line up pang darating, and then I have some film projects to do, no. Sunod-sunod pa rin, naka-line up pa rin, kaya lang medyo na-preempt lang because of the pandemic.
Ayun po. Salamat, Sir John, and congratulations po.
Thanks a lot. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Jimpy. So you heard it from him, John Arcilla, always driven by passion, everyone. So from Inquirer, Marinelle Cruz is with us today again. Marinelle, any questions for John?
Hi, Sir John.
Hi, Marinelle. Yeah.
The host muted me. Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yes, definitely.
Okay.
Yes, thank you.
Ayan. Sorry, di ko alam na turn ko na pala. Pero yun nga po. Kasi when we interviewed, when we interviewed Direct Eric Mati, he said na really the bigger statement here is that it will be streamed on HBO Go. Tapos kasi po parang he said na there's a balance between yun nga yung artistic excellence, like, well, pag nakasali ka talaga sa Venice, parang, well, magaling high quality talaga yung film, and now is a stream naman ng HBO. This means na wider reach. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, that's true. Filipino films have been traveling all over the globe since the 1986. One of my first film projects where I won Best Actor in 1986. 1986. Imagine that, 1986. Traveled around Southeast Asia. I represented Southeast Asia, the Philippines to Southeast Asia, Southeast Asian festivals, film festivals. That was 1986. So kumbaga, although iba nga itong Venice kasi is the oldest and one of the most, if not the most prestigious film festivals. So wow, kasi the fact na nare-recognize na tayo sa ganung sa biggest four, no, and dun sa pinaka-oldest film festivals, that means yung standard ng filmmaking natin hindi na iba sa kanila. It's already welcomed in the world standard, no, world class na. Kasi nandiyan na, nasa main competition na, hindi guest ka lang main competition na. So and HBO, yes, thank you so much, kasi napaka-wide ng reach talaga ng HBO, and that means ready na talaga tayo sa global audience. Aside from the fact kasi na siguro, modesty aside, talagang aside from the things that we can say, maybe our filmmakers are really good. So kasi hindi naman kasi siguro mag-take chance ang HBO to get a certain film kung tingin nila is it won't give back some accounts, no, for them. So parang ganun. It's just a proof that we are already there.
Right. Yeah, right.
And I'm so happy, and I'm so honored that I'm part of these kinds of films.
Ganda. My last question po, Sir John. You mentioned kanina na yung nga, we have to be aware or oriented sa mga characters na hindi lang black and white. Meron talagang gray characters. What do you want the viewers to learn from your character here, si Sisoy? Anong gusto mong take away nila after watching the movie from Sisoy?
That there are some journalists or media people who are not so aware of their real role as in society, that they have to introspect from time to time, regularly, that they have to self-regulate from time to time or regularly, kasi whether we like it or not, sometimes we don't know to whom are we really working for. Kasi hindi natin alam, baka ginagamit na pala tayo ng isang grupo ng organization, isang tao, isang powerful na tao. And yet yung ideals kasi natin as a human being, as a human being, as a citizen of a certain society, of a certain country, akala natin dinadala nung isa nating mentor o ina-idolize na tao, yung pala malayo na pala tayo mismo dun sa mismong tao, because we're supposed to be actually serving the people as journalists, and we have to be fair. And yet nagiging na pala tayo, nagiging bias na pala tayo. Akala natin may silbahan natin tao, hindi na pala. But at the same time, kailangan pa rin natin mag-introspect, especially now. Alam mo kung bakit? Alam mo yung sensationalism ever since isa yan sa part na practice ng media. Because we want to get the attention. We want to get the attention of the audience, of the massa, of the listener, of the mainstream. And sometimes, because of that competition, para pumunta sa'yo, minsan nasa-sensationalized yung mga bagay-bagay. And whether we like it or not, it actually changed the truth. Nababago niya ang katotohanan. So nakakatakot yon kasi baka iba yung public opinion na ating maibigay pag sensationalized yung ating issues.
Yes.
Pero ano yun part yun ng journalism lagi para nga makuha mo ng attention. Kaya napaka-delicate ng idea na yun Dapat pag-aralan talaga yan ng pag-usapan yan ng media. As in, dapat pag-usapan ng media. So bilang si Sisoy, kahit naman papaano, yung kanyang idealism, yun din yung nag-save sa kanya when he discovered na mali na pala yung kanyang position. And he has to pursue with his beliefs, with his principles, as a fair journalist, as an advocate of free press and of justice and truth. Kahit maging at stake na yung kaniyang relationship dun sa kanyang mentor, itinuloy pa rin niya yung kanyang pag-search ng truth and justice kasi yun din naman talaga yung idealism niya. Sana lang maging careful tayo bilang media person kung saan natin dinadala yung prinsipyo natin at yung kung paano natin ginagamit yung technique ng sensationalism, kasi baka iyon ang makasira sa public opinion or mailiko natin ng konti yung katotohanan because of that. It's such a very delicate, it's such a very napaka-meticulosong usapin sa larangan ng media and journalism. Kasi pag masyado ka namang naging factual lang, wala ka namang audience
Right.
O sige, factual ka lang, okay, ano ka lang, fair ka lang, wala ka namang reader. Pero ang hirap din i-balance, di ba? So dapat talaga mag-usap ang lahat. Kasi if you will realize, sinisisi ng media sa mga nangyayari sa
Sir John, parang inaral
social
niyo
media.
talaga yung culture ng journalism. Kuwang-kuha niyo.
Ay, ang hirap, di ba?
Yeah. Sir John, ano na lang po additional question on a personal note lang. Kamusta ka lang po ngayong pandemic? Because yun nga, may nagpapatanong na phone-in question na yun nga, parang you've experienced several losses in the family ngayong pandemic. How are you coping na? How are you holding up? Kamusta po?
Ang bigat, masakit. Mabigat, masakit nilalabanan ko. My father died within this pandemic. It's not COVID. My second brother died because of diabetes, but it was actually, I think, aggravated because of his parang weak immune system. I think na-acquire niya yung COVID. So it turned into COVID again. But actually, it's more on diabetes kasi he's been suffering from diabetes. for several years now, siguro 5 to 7 years na. Yung sister ko ang medyo wala kami talagang kaalam-alam, yung bunso kong kapatid. So ayoko sanang manisin ng tao, kaya lang my sister kasi was so afraid to take a swab kasi ayaw niyang malaman kung negative, kung positive siya, because there are a lot of talkings about facilities. And I understand her kasi ang dami-dami mga negative na mga na mga sinasabi sa facilities, nagugutom ka lang, wala kang makain, wala kang tas wala yung napaka-miserable ng buhay. So takot na takot siya doon. So, sabi ko magpa-hospital ka na lang, sabi ko sa kanya. Ayaw din niya ng hospital kasi punuan, yung mismong hospital halos wala ka nang malagyan. So parang natatakot siya, sabi niya doon pa ako gumrabe, doon pa ako mamamatay. Mas gusto ko na lang dito kasi kasama ko yung mga anak ko. Na wala kaming magawa, wala akong magawa to force her because I'm not beside her. I'm here in Ilocos. She's in Manila. And then that thing happened. And after that, it was being aggravated. And when she reached the hospital, ayun na. So nasa puso niya na. And then naging sabi ang finding then is na nagka-COVID din pala siya. This is my thing is this. Habang ang lahat ng tao ay natatakot at nawawalan ng pag-asa, nawawalan ng tiwala sa facilities at saka sa mga hospitals, merong kang mababalitaan na mga nawawalang bilyon-bilyon na dapat sana ay iginawa ng facilities na mayroong magandang procedure, itinayo ng hospital at bumili ng gamot para sa mga ganitong klaseng tao para lumakas ang confidence sa mga nagkakasakit. Bigla ka makabalita ng mga nawawalang bilyon-bilyon. I felt that the death of my sister, particularly itong last na to, is part of the social injustice. I think she's a victim of social injustice. Ayoko sanang lagyan ito ng ganitong klaseng pero yung takot na tao, paano na ako? Ang kapatid ko, mayroon akong pang-hospital sa kanya. Pero natatakot siya magpunta sa hospital. Paano na yung walang pang-hospital? Na ganun lang, magtitiis na lang. Why? Nawalan na sila ng trust kung saan sila pupunta. And it's so sad and it's so painful. And then there these people, may nawawalang bilyon-bilyon na binili mo na sana ng gamot sa mga tao to. Itinayo mo na ng facilities na magandang procedures. Tayo na ng mga hospitals. Parang may puntahan yung takot ng mga tao. So parang I felt people like her are victims of social injustice. I'm sorry for my sister. I love her so much. Ayokong i-drag yung pangalan niya dun sa ganitong klaseng ng mga social injustice. Pero nakakalungkot kasi yung may nangyayaring ganyan. Tapos may mga ganun. Bakit?
Sorry for your loss po.
Well, so right now, yun lang ang panalangin ko. Gusto ko na rin putulin yung culture of hate. Mas gusto ko na lang, sabi nga nila, don't wish them bad, wish them consciousness. So I'm praying for those people, kung sino man talaga yung gumagawa ng mga ganito na mga inaasahan mo supposedly, sana magising na sila, sana i-touch sila ng Diyos, sana makonsensya sila sa ginagawa nila. Alang-alang sa bayan natin, alang-alang sa mga Pilipino. Kasi sobra na. Sobra sana magising sila. Diyos ko, Panginoon ko, touch their hearts. Make them change. Diba? Para naman. I mean, itindig muna natin itong ating bayan at tulungan muna natin ang ating mga mamamayan. Kung hindi kayo maawat, pwede ba balikan nyo na lang yan after ng pandemic, yung fascination natin to accumulate a lot of money and properties na galing kung saan yung pera.
Opo.
Thank you,
Well
Sir
done.
John.
Yeah, I'm sending you virtual hugs po.
Yeah,
Sorry
but
po
at the
for
same
your
time,
loss.
I'm also praying for everyone. No? I'm also asking for your prayers to make me stronger kasi
Yes po.
Ang hirap talaga. So right now I'm doing a lot of things just to ease my pain, no?
Mhm.
And then I'm praying to God na mabitbit naman ng maayos na. Sabi ko nga sa kapatid ko, kasi masayahin yung kapatid ko eh. Sabi ko,
Yes,
Ted,
ma'am.
ikaw nang bahala sa akin. Pasayahin mo ako, alisin mo tong mabigat na to kasi masayahin ka. Tulungan mo ako kahit para sa akin napaka-timely ng pag-alis mo and you're still young. And who knows, baka naman talagang, sabi ko rin, ayoko din namang manghusga, baka naman handa na rin siya. Hindi ko lang alam, baka prepared na siya. Pero ang sabi ko lang sa kanya, dahil siyempre nakakabigla pa rin, just make us feel happy and contented and peaceful and i-ano mo kami, pasayahin mo kami na kahit wala ka na sa tabi namin.
Opo. We'll be praying for you po, for your healing. Thank you po, Sir John.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sir John. We are with you at this trying time. So I guess it's time for the next question. May we call on Nikki Wang of Manila Standard.
Hi, Carla. Thank you. Hello.
Yes, hello. Hi, Nikki. Yes,
Hi.
hello, hi.
It's so nice to see you again. Gusto ko sanang mag-joke, kaya lang parang ang hirap dugtungan ng sinabi mo.
No, please. Mag-joke ka, please. Gusto ko nang masaya.
But anyway, first of all, I would like to congratulate you for being part of this landmark project. Sabi mo kanina, you're very proud to be part of On the Job. You know what? It premiered globally sa Venice, and then of course yung lineup ng cast. Pero On the Job is not just a showcase of a relevant story, napapanahong story. It's also a showcase of Filipino artistry. Now, working closely with the people in the film or in the series, and of course with director Eric Mati, what can you say about his vision? Yung vision ni Direk sa proyektong ito.
Well, you know, I realized when we were actually interviewed by some media group then 2 days ago, I just realized that Eric Mati is not considering this film as an advocacy film, and I'm so happy for that, because I don't want to do an advocacy film. I mean, it won't be premiered in festival if it's an advocacy film. Maybe it's going to be somewhere else. So and I'm happy for that. We're just telling a story inspired by true events from our society, from the Philippines, and it is not unique in the Philippines. Sabi ko nga, it's happening all over the globe in different societies. It just depends on the situation of your country, if he belongs to the third world communities or to the first world countries. Kasi it depends on how sophisticated and how gritty yung pag-handle ng crime and ng corruption, hindi ba? Kung saan nanggaling yung bansa mo. And he's just telling a story. It has just happened that it's about corruption and crime na nangyayari sa ating bansa. And whether we like it or not, as an audience, you can see yourself, and you can see, even if you belong to a certain to a different country and with different culture, parang marirealize mo, oh God, it's happening even in the smallest country in the world, you know. So you can actually relate, and then even you as a Filipino, parang nandito na ba tayo, and then kailan hihinto ito? No, but there are some audience na ang tingin nila doon is just reality, and then it's just a story, and then they won't even feel obligated to do something about it. And I think I must say na okay pa rin yun. Okay din lang yun. Pareho siyang okay kung ang maging effect sa kanya ng isang audience ay isang magandang pelikula tungkol sa corruption at crime. Pwede rin maganda rin kung yung mga nanonood is the film will parang encourage them to talk about the crisis in their country and to do something about it. In fact, mas gusto ko sana ganun kasi kung paulit-ulit na lang natin kinukwento and then wala naman nangyayari, ano nang ibig sabihin ang relevant films pala ay hindi masaya kung hindi nakakalungkot kasi paulit-ulit nangyayari, hindi naman tayo na-liberate from it, parang nakakalungkot naman, parang ganun.
Actually,
So I wish it will touch lives, and it will also encourage people to do some changes in what we are actually suffering from right now as social beings.
well, actually, you kind of answered my next question, because my next question really is, why should we watch On the Job now more than ever?
As a Filipino or as a global audience?
As a global audience, as a Filipino.
Because it was beautifully made and it was beautifully crafted. It was told in a very powerful and excellent way by one of the best directors in this country, and doing films, which is now considered world class, because it's been welcomed by one of just festivals in the world. So and I think, sabi ko nga nung una, yung General Luna defines us as Filipinos. This particular film, OTJ2, will also answer us, where are we now as a nation since then? Since then, in 1898, that we were defined by this particular film, General Luna, that this is the reason why we are like this as Filipino people, as global citizens. But this OTJ will now answer you, where are we now as a nation since 100 years ago or so? And there you can now evaluate yourself, we can now evaluate ourselves, and hopefully do something about it.
Thank you. And for my last question, you know what, Mr. Jan, what I really like about you, every time you answer, it's always encompassing. Minsan, yung tanong ko yung next question ko na-answer mo na, but I will still ask it anyway. Na-mention mo kanina na the story of OTJ is not just, it's a universal story. Hindi lang siya nangyayari sa Pilipinas, hindi lang nangyayari sa ibang bansa. Pero what makes OTJ unique? A unique story about social ills.
Yeah, I think it's in the storytelling. Ang laki talaga, Nikki, ang laki ng role ng director sa storytelling. Kasi pare-pareho lang na crime at corruption yan kung iisipin mo. Pero paano din-discuss nung shots? Paano yung sequences ng events, kung paano yun yung power ng isang ng isang pelikula, yung storytelling. Paano mo convince yung tao na, oh wow, ganun pala yun. Kasi kung hindi mo siya naikwento ng tama, ng eksakto dun sa gusto mong mangyari, wala siyang power at all. I don't think he will be noticed by any festivals or by film buffs or mga film luminaries, no? So I think yun ang isang power nung OTJ2. And believe ako pagdating sa ganyan kay Eric Mati, kasi he has this gamut of crisis in his mind, no? That every time he's doing a film, it's always something fresh and different, and even the angles of the cameras are composed according to a certain story according to a certain sequence, hindi na uulit. Alam mo yung nakikita ko siya pa nagtatrabaho, ibang-iba yung composition niya ng shot doon sa ginawa kong ibang pelikula sa kanya. Parang every now and then meron siyang dinidiscover na bago. And it is how you want to tell a particular scene and a particular factor, a particular angle of a story, so that it will be more effective, understandable, and powerful. And I think yun yung nagagawa ni Eric Mati, kaya nagiging powerful yung pelikula niya. At kaya napansin ng mundo, or napansin ng isang prestigious, pinaka-prestigious, isa sa pinaka-prestigious at pinaka-oldest film festival sa mundo.
All right. Well,
and I wish yung ding interpretations namin siguro as characters and actors.
well, Sir John, thank you very much for generously answering our questions, and good luck to OTJ2. Salamat.
Thank you so much, Nikki. Thanks a lot.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Nikki. Beautiful answer, Sir John. So everyone join us on September 12th so that we can find out where we are as a nation, exclusively on HBO Go. Next question, Sir John, is from Manila Santos of Push. Hi, Manila.
Hi, good afternoon, Sir John.
Hi, Manila.
My first question is, since Andrea is playing your daughter, tama ba yung rinig ko? Your daughter in the series. How did you guys build the chemistry na believable na mag-ama kayo? And how did it feel to work with her? How was your experience?
Actually, si Andrea kasi is a very effective actress. You know what? We didn't even try to work on it. We just gelled. No, and I think those magical moments are very important to actors, no, because you don't need to push it; it's just happened. And I think it's also because that I think she's just a very effective and a good actress, very instinctive. And I think it's one of the most beautiful faces and the most effective young actresses we have today. She's actually, I think, a superstar in the making. I mean, her kind of aura, her kind of her talent. Yeah, that's it. And what else? Yeah, that's exactly that. That's the way we had our scenes together. Na-answer ko ba, or mayroon ka pang follow-up?
I have a follow-up, but it's not related to Andrea, if that's okay. But thank you. That's fine. Another one, sir, is because our readers are a little bit younger. So I just want to reintroduce you to them in a sense that I know you're a big dog lover. I know that
yes,
you're not as intimidating or as sobrang yung presence. So can you just share what you like to do when you're off camera? Like, what does John Arcilla like that people would be surprised to find out about or something?
Yeah, I have 9 dogs. I cry when my dogs die. You know what I mean. And as of now, I'm beginning to feel sad and lonely just thinking that this little sons and daughters of mine will pass away. I mean, earlier than me. You know, yung alam mo yung ngayon pa lang piniprepare mo na yung son mo sila ipapa-cremate. I already have 4 cremated pets I had in one of the corners in my place. And well, I if I'm not in shootings or tapings, I usually walk them every afternoon. Relievo yan. Boys ngayong hapon, 4 of them. And then or 5 of them, and then 3 of my little ladies on the other on the next day. And then I have may nirescue kasi akong anong tawag doon, yung chow siya na bear like, hindi siya yung lion like. And siya naman yung solo minsan kasi medyo matapang siya doon sa kanyang mga little sisters and brothers. Although she's the youngest, pero may hiwalay siyang walking. So Monday, MWF yung boys, TTHS yung girls, and then Sundays yung si Tyra, yung chow ko.
So
Ganun.
exercise.
Or sometimes, and you know what, ang laki ng nagagawa sa akin, especially this pandemic, kasi alam mo yung whether you like it or not naman, it's really hard to stay in your I mean, nandito na nga ako sa taping ko ng ilang buwan nang nakakulong, no? Just inside the bubble and then go straight to the taping and then go back to my hotel room. Buti na lang ngayon meron kaming parang villa so we can really walk around. Tapos pag uwi mo sa bahay, magkukulong ka pa rin. So, ang ginagawa ko naman para siguradong safe is I go to the remote parks na walang mga tao. Kaya talagang pag winawalk ko ang aking mga dogs, yung talagang I do not actually intermingle with other people. So
But sir,
ganun.
who first instilled your love for animals, or when did you first own your first dog? How did it start?
You know what? My first pet was a hen. When I was 7 years old, we transferred from Manila to Baler Aurora. That was martial law. The situation here in Manila now was really chaotic na and so kind of scary. So my family, especially my mother, transferred us and my father also, of course, transferred us to Baler Aurora from to stay in my mom's land, no, coconut plantation. So my mother kasi was a nun before she got married. She was a Carmelite sister, and then so so medyo mahilig yan sa animal. So lahat kaming magkakapatid, meron kaming isa-isang mga patron saints, no? Yung panganay Saint Agatha, yung Saint Christoph Avila, Our Lady of Lourdes, Our Lady of Mount Carmel, Saint Cecilia, ako Our Lady of Fatima, and then Sacred Heart of Virgin Mary, and then yung bunso Saint Teresa of Lisieux. So lahat may mga ganun kami, tapos lahat kami may mga icons ng ganyan doon sa paligid ng bahay namin. And then pagdating doon, lahat kami may mga chickens. So mine was a hen, si Brownie. And that hen fell in love with me. Ayaw niya nang kumain ng gusto niya na lagi na lang nasa tabi ko. And then from then on, we never had a day in our life na wala kaming dogs. I grew up in a family with whose love for dogs are really parang it's just easy for us to get a dog. So never akong nagkaroon ng instance sa life ko na wala kaming dogs. Kaya kahit nung mag-college na ako, meron pa rin akong dog. So iniwan ko lang sa sister ko every time kasi nagdo-dorm ako ng college sa Quest. So every time na umuwi ako, so I had to visit my dog sa sister ko. So ganun. So never akong nawala ng dog in my daily life ever since I was young. May tumatawag kasi eh.
Thank you so much, sir. I'm so excited
Sorry.
to watch you in this movie. Congrats again.
Okay.
Thank you, Manila. So something to watch out for in the OTJ series are the father-daughter scenes of John and Andrea, our kapamilya actor. Speaking of which, of course, this press con is brought to you by Star Magic. So thank you, Ms. Tess, for making this happen. Next question will be from Kate Adahar of Random Republica. Hi, Kate.
Hi, good afternoon. Good afternoon, Sir John. We know that OTJ made an impact as a serious film po, Pero can you take us back? Kumusta po to be part of the set of that Eric Mati film? Kasi parang wala pa po yatang TikTok noon pang behind the scenes. Kumusta po ba?
Oo nga, tama ka. Pero matagal na ako nag-TikTok. I think those were the days when I was actually making lagare, from OTJ to ang probinsyano. So parang at saka wala pa nung kasing wala pa nung pandemic kasi nung mag-start actually yung pandemic doon lalong lumala yung pag TikTok ko. But you know what, it's always fun to have Eric as a director kasi it's my 4th film na with him eh. Sabi ko nga si Eric Mati is a fun-loving director, no, on the set. He's always on the go, he's always on his toes, and there's always something different, there's always something new, there's always something fresh. Sabi ko nga, when I'm with Eric Mati on the set, it's like I have my brother with me And when I said brother, he is like my big brother and at the same time my little brother. Ganun si. And it was so fun kasi nakakatuwa siya. At the same time, he is mentoring his production staff. So ang saya-saya, para siyang university, para siyang school. At the same time, it's a professional filmmaking. But you know what? Nakikita mo kung paano niya mini-mentor yung mga tao sa paligid niya na gustong matuto sa kanya. Sabi ko, ang sarap maging mag-OJT sa pelikula ni Eric Mati. Kasi parang he is so generous about techniques and about principles of filmmaking, and para lang siyang normal lang niyang sinasabi. You know what I mean? So hindi prepared na ganito dapat, hindi ganon. As it goes. Ang sarap-sarap ng pakiramdam. So nakakatuwa lang. Ang saya. Ang saya ng set sobra para sa akin pag alam mo yung the requirements of the film when I'm doing projects with of Eric Mati is already in the script. So pag dinirect niya sa iyo, siya din naman yung nasusunod dun sa script. It's a collaboration between him and his writer. So susundan mo lang yung kwento. Pigang-piga na yung alam mo yung utak mo as an actor na in a challenging way, in a very 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 positive way. Kasi ang daming pinanggagalingan, and I'm always ready for physical, emotional, and mental parang acting requirements. Kasi yun lagi ang hinihiling ng kanyang mga eksena eh. Ang daming pinanggagalingan na crisis, which it works with me as an actor eh. Yung style ni Eric Mati. At saka ang dami ng mga sabi ko nga mga gamot of crisis na kung saan-saan ang gagaling, no? Na nakakatuwa ang daming pinanggagalingan ng idea. Hindi na uubos, insatiable. So, and it works with me.
Mama.
Ang saya lang. Hindi ako na-pressure in a negative way. Hindi siya pressure na, it's a healthy pressure.
Actually, related po yan sa second question ko. Kasi it was just in recent years na nauso yung mga acting workshops. So curious po ako as an award-winning actor, ano po yung technique or method na ini-employ nyo in portraying a character? O meron po bang tawag or nag-take pa rin po ba kayo ng workshop recently?
Wala naman kasi well I've been taking kasi workshops since I was young. When I started, I've been using since PETA during the 80s, mga Stanislavski, and then when I became a scholar of the Actors Workshop Foundation, I used the being of Eric Morris, and then when I became a scholar of the Cultural Center of the Philippines as one of their senior actors, as member of the Actors Company, napaghalo ko yung dalawa, and yet very very kumbaga hindi naman strict. Pero ang aming technique talaga mostly sa is Stanislavski sa CCP, especially kay sa mentor ko, sa theater mentor ko and acting mentor ko si Nonon Padilla. So hindi ko na siya ginagamit as it is kasi dumarating yung point, no, siguro sa akin din yun, kahit sa estudyante ko sinasabi ko yun. There will come a time that you have to have your own voice. That everything you have used are already just there for you to get if you need it. But it's about time for you to discover your own theory, because there are a lot of theories that are not actually effective to you. You just have tried it and it worked, but sometimes it doesn't. So you just have to throw away, and it doesn't mean that the technique you have thrown away is not effective. It may be effective to another actor, but not to me. And when I discovered this phrase from an acting book that you are 1,000 times better than the best actor you want to be, now realize ko na, yes, that is true, because even if I want to be a Robert De Niro of the Philippines or a Robert, it won't happen because I am John Arcilla, and I will get all my sources from where I started as a person. I have my own little universe, and I have my own bigger universe when I grew up. So definitely, I have a lot of resources from me that I cannot get from Robert De Niro's. So maybe I can be a better John Arcilla and I can be a far more better actor than I think I can. Kasi ang kailangan ko lang pala is i-dig yung sarili ko and to dig my own resources. So ganun pala yun. So sabi ko, kahit sa estudyante ko, there are certain projects na bagay ito, but there are certain projects, and within that project, you can actually discover your own technique where to get the resources of those requirements. It depends sometimes on every other project.
Nice. Thank you, sir. Thank you, and congrats. Thanks, Carla.
Thank you, Kate. I mean, who needs a Robert De Niro when we have the John Arcilla, right? All right, next question from Philippine Star, Miss Natalie. Hello, thanks for joining us.
Hi, Sir John.
Yes, hello
Good
po.
afternoon. So, kanina na-surprise pala ako na nagti-teach na pala kayo, sir?
Matagal na. I mean, I since since as early as 1980s, I've been giving workshops for actors or for kids or some professional actors. Pero naghinto na rin ako for a while kasi wala nang oras eh.
Okay.
Nagbibigay ako before ng ang last kong binigyan ng training was the PBB. Yung batch nila kanina bang batch yun? Nalimutan ko. I forgot. No, basta last ko nagturo ako sa PBB nagbigay ako ng workshop.
Meron ka na bang na-teach na naging medyo big star na ngayon? Na dumaan sa training?
Oo.
Can you name, sir? Okay lang?
Oh God. Nalimutan ko ang name niya pero na siya. Nakota ko doon ng sorry, hindi ko. Pero kilala na siya ngayon. Oh wow. Oh wow, na-skip sa mind ko. Sorry, na-skip sa mind ko. I-ano mo na lang, i-ano na lang natin.
Follow up ko na lang kay Miss Tess.
Sorry.
What do you get out of it ba, sir? Parang nasa mentor mode ka na ba talaga ngayon? And
hindi naman kasi minsan kinukuha ko. Kinukuha ko mag-mentor. So hindi ko siya welcome ko lang yung pag-mentor. Pero I've been giving workshops since 1980s since I was an Actors Company member of the Cultural Center of the Philippines. So I give workshops on community theater, and mga professional actors actors na gustong maging professional theater actors. Pero nung naging busy na rin kasi ako sa tapings and wala na talaga akong time. Yan.
Ayan, sir, speaking of busy, at saka na-mention mo kanina lagari ng roles. Kasi, correct me if I'm wrong, sir, umabot ng 3 years yung filming ng OTJ?
Yes.
Then in between, you had to do a lot of projects din. So, curious ako, sir, like how do you ba transition from role to role? Lalo na pag intense, how do you get out of it? Meron ka bang ritual na special na sa'yo lang?
Wala naman. Siguro meron lang akong mga maling na-acquire na technique doon sa mga actors na senior sa akin na akala ko magaling kang actor pag ganito ang nararamdaman mo. Akala ko magaling kang actor. Pero na unti-unti kong tinanggal yon. I realized whether I like it or not, every other script has its own requirement that cannot be interchanged with any other characters you're doing. So hindi ka pwedeng malito. Kasi at saka para sa akin maliit yung possibility na malito ka kasi definitely iba yung universe ng each characters has its own universe that I have to deliberately tell myself and deliberately remember. Para alam kong sandali, anong bang ginagawa ko ngayon? Si Sisoy, okay, sige. Yes, papasok ko na yung universe niya sa akin. Sandali, anong ginagawa ko ngayon? Ako si Dante. Sige, sandali. Ito si Dante, mayabang na artistang mayor na ngayon. Okay, si Sisoy isang commentator na may pamamahal sa kanyang bayan at utu-uto ng kanyang mentor. So definitely, dalawa ibang na kaagad ng istorya. So hindi talaga ako malilito. So mag-change yung backbone mo automatically.
Thank you, sir. Parang nakakalito yun. Parang kung makinig lang kami sa'yo, parang hirap yung transition.
Yun, ganun ba? Parang hindi. Siguro nasanay na rin kami.
Sanay. Gift. Thank you.
Thank you, Miss Natalie. So catch Sisoy starting September 12 on HBO Go. Next question. We have here Kumagaos, John Bueno. Good afternoon, John.
Hi, good afternoon. Sir John, magandang
Hi, John.
tanghali po.
Hello.
I know the role of Sisoy isn't entirely like perfect. He's really, really flawed. But what do you think are the characteristics of Sisoy that he needs to change?
I think of Sisoy's character has to evolve, has not evolved yet fully as Sisoy, because it ended from a particular moment that he is about to bloom into another persona. Flaw. I think he is not an intellectual, but he's a very intelligent person. But he got the intelligence from being a street smart, no?
Mm-hmm.
An innate intellect of a person who is above the average. That's why he's one of the stars, radio stars of a small town. He's actually a small town superstar, but he's not a big star like in the mainstream, no, in the center, like dito sa Manila. Hindi siya yung ganon. And I think his idealism, which made him prone to idolize people, is the same idealism that made him push through with the injustice and the crimes he have discovered.
Mm-hmm.
And flaw for me is something that is curable in anyone. I mean, not just for Sisoy, but for you and me. These flaws are curable. And I mean, as we grow, as we approach different moments in our lives, and that is actually what's happening to him. He is a character in development, just like you and me. So hindi ko pa, I haven't seen the flaw yet. It's more on he is still evolving as the Sisoy that he has to be.
You mentioned a little bit earlier that his idealisms have actually saved him.
Yeah.
Where do you think his character should be headed if there's like another installment of OTJ?
Yeah, I think he has to discover that what the circumstances that actually made him a victim is not just a coincidence.
Mm-hmm.
It is actually brought by a bigger crisis, which is actually happening not just in his little town, but actually in a bigger scale in the world societies, so that he will not just fight for truth because he wants to find justice for his friends. What he has to grow for is that injustice is actually happening all over Manila, all over the Philippines, and all over the globe. He has to evolve from that person, thinking from above, not just thinking from within. That's how I see it. That's how I see it. That's how he should grow into. He should develop into. it will well maybe that's my interpretation of Sisoy, but I think Eric Mati has another interpretation of Sisoy, of what will Sisoy be. Now, but since it ended from a time that he has to, he's still in this old Sisoy who's about to bloom. We don't know what will happen to him yet. What I'm telling you is my version of Sisoy. I don't know what will be Eric Mati's version of Sisoy after several seasons. But for me, he has to evolve into a bigger Sisoy who can look at social injustice, who can see that the social injustice is not just happening within his small circle, but it's actually happening all over the globe.
All right. Judging from, of course, the series itself, it discusses social. It discusses social injustices and social norms, things that are happening in the country. How difficult was it to separate it from being an art form and also having it be a little political, in a sense?
I think well, just like what it depends on the directors, on the filmmakers' intention. I was so happy when Eric Mati said that it is never an advocacy film for him. He's just telling a story about crime and injustice. So he's not trying to move to tell people, okay, we have to go to the streets and fight. No, he's not actually. He's just telling stories about these people who were actually victims of this and victims of that. He's actually telling stories of why this the killer turned into a killer, but he's actually a mama's boy. So he is so happy discovering these kinds of people and how they are as human beings. That's just how that's just what Eric Mati's intention is. Not really to pull everyone to go to the streets and have some people actions or some mass actions. And I'm happy for that, because I also don't want to make this particular film an advocacy film. But if it will touch some people's sensibilities to talk about it and maybe to do some actions and do something about these injustices happening within our society, well, good. It's good. But it is not actually the main reason why it is created. It was mounted. He's just telling a story of injustices and crimes happening in a certain country from Asia. And I think it made powerful because of the way he told the story. And we cannot actually, of course, we cannot actually parang separate every other person from his from the how do we call it, from the inclination of politics in his life. No, there's always religion involved, there's always politics involved when you talk about people. So it's just happened that it is about injustice and crime. So whether we like it or not, matatouch talaga yung mga involved na tao na ayaw nating i-involve. And bahala na siguro yung it is now, it depends on the audience now. It now depends on the audience's orientation on how they will react to this particular genre.
And whether it or not it ruffled feathers, it's not the main reason why you made it.
It's not the main. Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you so much, sir, and have a great afternoon.
Thank you so much. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, John. So I hope you can catch OTJ2 so that you can your own interpretation of Sisoy. So next question will be from Josephine Bonsol. Hello.
Hello, congratulations
Hello.
po.
Congratulations.
Thank you to the on-the-job staff and production. And Sir John Arcilla, congratulations po on this role as Sisoy. Pero today po, super trending ka po dahil dun sa iyong tweet.
Oh my God. Super na ba?
Opo,
Super
lahat
trending.
po ng ng mga news ay nag-post po sa iyo.
Oh, Diyos
Tapos,
ko,
ang
Panginoon
number
ko.
one reaction
Hindi ko
po,
alam.
tawa rin ako ng tawa. Kasi ang tawag talaga sa iyo, sir, hindi John Arcilla, ang tawag talaga sa iyo ay General Luna. Pero, yung pong malakas na comment, pinakamaraming like, yung tinawag kang, tumigil ka nga dyan, Hipolito. Kung di dahil sa inyong dalawa ni Lily, di sana maayos ang gobyerno. Nakabubuting presidente si President Oscar Hidalgo. Pinalitan nyo ng chick boy na si Mariano. So, ang kapit po nila sa inyo ay si General Luna, pero kumakapit din po ang inyong karakter na Hipolito. Paano po kami kakapit kay Sisoy sa inyong on the job, Sir John?
Makikita mo si Sisoy as not as a leader. Because this kitang-kita mo kasi si General Luna as a leader and si as a politician, as a person from the government who is trying to manipulate people and the power. Yun si Hipolito. But this one, Sisoy will represent the mamamayan. Kung paano siya nagamit at paano siya ginamit in such a way na hindi niya alam na nagagamit na siya, because he has to live. He has to nurture his family, his kids. And then suddenly, akala niya yung pagtatanggol sa isang kaibigan is such a noble virtue. It's such a noble value for a person to fight for your friend. And then suddenly, nung makita niya, oh my God, my friend is the main instigator of this crime. And his idealism now also pushed him to forget the friend, not really to forget the friendship, but also to make him stronger and to confront that friendship. Na it made him more it gives him power actually to deal the situation, because he thought in his idealism that, hey, you're a friend, I can tell this to you, that, hey, you're a killer, which actually made his life more in danger. So makikita mo kung papaanong sa isang taong katulad niya ay importante yung friendship, na akala niya ipagtatanggol siya. Pero yung palang mga kaibigan niya ay walang pakialam sa friendship at kahit kailangan kang mamatay, mas importante ako kaysa sa friendship natin. Yun yung kalaban niya. So we can now relate to Sisoy as one of us, as one of the victims of this powerful people.
Sir John, ang On the Job, the movie, kapit na kapit kami kay Tatang. Mukhang kakapit kami sa iyo bilang Sisoy. Ano po naman ang message ninyo, dahil ito na yung last question ko. Ano po naman ang inyong message, dahil kayo teacher din, mag-uumpisa na po ang pasukan sa Lunes. Anong message ni Sisoy sa mga estudyante at ano ang message ni General Luna sa mga estudyante na papasok sa Lunes?
Hindi naman ako teacher, nagbibigay lang ako ng workshop. Message ko
pero
sa mga
lahat po, kino-quote po sa iyo, Sir John, lahat. Pati mga estudyante natin, ikaw, parating tinatawag.
Ano ang message ko sa ating mga estudyante?
Yes, sir.
Well, para sa ating mga estudyante, napaka-importante po ng ating buhay, especially this particular time, no, of this pandemic. So we have to take good care of ourselves, so that we can also take good care of our families, of our parents, no. alagaan natin ang ating pamilya, alagaan natin ang kung hindi natin kailangang lumabas ng bahay at mag-aral lang sa loob, gawin natin kasi mamaya hindi natin alam tayo pala ang magpapasok ng danger sa ating mga magulang. So kung tayo man ay lalabas, siguro mas mabuti yung parang kasama na natin yung parents natin para alam natin kung saan tayo talaga pupunta. Halimbawa, gusto lang ba nating namasyal sa isang park na walang tao para siguradong hindi ka makakapag-mingle sa maraming tao, hindi ka makakontaminate. So feeling ko as students, we have, being young people, no, mas malaki ang responsibility natin ngayon kasi ang mga olds natin, ang mga parents natin ang prone sa sakit. So importante ang pag-aaral at kung pwede natin gawin yan sa loob nating bahay, thank you so much. Ibig sabihin hindi natin may endanger ang ating mga magulang. So magpasalamat na tayo doon. So siguro wag na nating i-insist na sana magkaroon na kagad ng face-to-face na school dahil lang gusto nating maglakwatsa ulit, dahil lang gusto nating magkabaon ulit, dahil gusto lang nating makita yung mga crush natin ulit, makaakap yung mga barkada natin ulit. First and foremost, mas kailangan muna natin ngayon ng ating pamilya.
Thank you, Sir John. Thank you, General Luna. Thank you, Sisoy. Mabuhay po tayong lahat. Thank you po.
Thank you.
Salamat po.
Joe.
Congrats po.
Salamat.
All right, Sir John, phone-in question from Stephanie of Manila Bulletin. Dalawa, actually. All right. So, anong relevance ng OTJ ngayong pandemic? And ano matututunan ng audience or takeaway from watching OTJ2?
Actually, nasagot ko na yung takeaway, di ba? Pero yung relevance niya ngayong pandemic, I think since it is about social injustice and about crime, no? Which were actually instigated by the powerful people, and some of them are actually those people who are in government positions, who has positions in the government. I think it is very relevant kasi makikita mo na yung inaasahan ng mga tao, actually sila pa pala yung nagpapalaki ng crime at injustice sa isang society. So parang it's about time that we have to expose this and we really have to talk about it and do something. Hindi lang simpleng pag-usapan, kung hindi, I mean, we really have to encourage each other na sana wag na tayong bumoto ng mga official na hindi naman tayo matutulungan. Maging matalino na tayo kasi very timely, no? Hindi naman dapat, kasi matagal nang pinalabas ng OTJ. Pero ang may part kasi sa OTJ na parang malapit ng mag-election. Sumakto naman na malapit ng mag-election dito sa atin, pero hindi yun sinasadya. That is very accidental. So somehow it will also encourage us to guide us to whom we should trust when it comes to choosing leaders.
All right, thank you. Well said. And final question for this evening will be from Pocholo of Daily Tribune. Hi, Pocholo.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi, John.
Hello.
John, you're active on social media and you're a journalist in this movie. Should you know that social media is playing a big factor in influencing events, like influencing actions on the part of government? I mean, netizens voicing out their opinion and directly influencing the news. What's your take on this? I mean, yung role ng social media in affecting change. Yeah, that's it.
I did.
Okay.
So what's the question?
What's your take on what can you say about
Social media affecting
Yeah.
the opinions of other people.
influencing the course of events?
Yeah. One thing which is really very confusing right now, is that every other platform has its own audience. And ang problema natin kasi yung algorithm, no, it actually separates people. People who are not following me will not actually benefit from whatever I'm going to tell. So they will keep on seeing write-ups about me that will make them more mad towards me if they don't follow me. And while those who are actually following me will only see the things that I post, but they will keep on reading and posting and reading the posts of the people whom they are not actually following, na negative naman, and even sometimes fake. Yun ang problema natin eh. Ngayon, sobrang yun ang crisis natin. And then, ang IGs, may iba silang following, and mostly they just want to have some fun. They want to have postings more on fashion, on beauty, on food. Sa ano naman sa FB, more on social problems na tungkol sa family, na sometimes ano na lang, puro outbursts, no? Sa TikTok naman, more on wala lang, 'di ba? Yung lahat lang ng kalokohan ng tao, parang hindi papansinin yung relevance. Yun ang medyo nakakalito ngayon sa mismong tao. I think at the end of the day, the one who will save a person or us are the principles that we have learned from our parents. Ang problema natin kung ang parents natin, anong orientation, yun ang pagbabasehan natin eh. Kung anong orientation ng ating teachers, yung mga nauna sa atin na tao. Doon tayo bumabase kasi nga, mismo ang social media is in crisis. That's our problem. It is supposed to be powerful. Pero sabi ko nga dun sa isang kaibigan ko, sandali, yung bang sinasabi natin ay naiintindihan ng ibang tao o tayo lang nakakaintindi? And we are so happy with the effect of what we are posting, and yet we are not actually influencing the other people. Dumadami ba tayo? O tayo lang ang nag-e-enjoy sa ating mga posts? And that is because of algorithm. And yet what we are supposed to do is to recruit. I mean, we have to convince the people who doesn't believe in our principles. Because we want to be one. Because we believe that it's supposed to be everybody's fight. And yet, hindi nakikita yun ng ibang grupo. Kasi nga, may mga ganun ng social media, may algorithms. So kahit na fake news pa yung dumating doon sa against sa isang tao, ang tingin niya doon, yun yung truth niya. So each other group may kanya-kanyang truth according to algorithms. Kahit yung mga tuloy, kahit yung mga fake news nagiging parang totoo na sa kanila kasi yung feed sa kanilang accounts. Yun ang nakaka-worry doon. We are so much in crisis. But I'm still hoping, no? But I'm still hoping. I'm still hoping for the best, that somehow sana, not just because of social media, malaki pa rin yung effect nung ano talaga yung katotohanan at ano yung hindi. Kasi ngayon, like halimbawa, I wish ang dami kong mga kaibigan before na talagang 100% na saludo sa mga bagay na nangyayari, pero ngayon talagang 360 degrees. And I wish sana tuloy-tuloy. And then sana rin at the same time, hindi lang yung dahil sa iba kasi yung abrupt lang na nag-change yung yung loyalty. Iba yon. Kaysa sa nag-change yung iyong orientation towards reality. Yun ang nakakatakot din minsan eh. Baka nag 360 degrees lang yung kanilang pag-idolize, which means maghahanap ulit ng ibang iidolohin. Kaysa sa kaya siya nag 360 degrees na natuto na siya bilang isang mamamayan. Tumaas na yung orientation ng tungkol sa kanyang pagiging Pilipino. Yun ang nakaka-worry. Sana ganon. Para mas mataas na yung antas ng ating kamalayan bilang Pilipino para sa pagpili ng susunod na mag-aano sa atin na magli-lead. Kasi ang problema natin as Filipinos, kasi sabi ko nga nung isang araw, we're still very immature as in political aspect ang mga Pilipino. Sobra kasing hindi pa naman talaga tayo nagiging bansa mula umpisa. 15th century tayong na-discover ng Spanish, pero 350 years nila tayong kinolonize. Kailan lang tayo supposedly nabitawan? That was 1998. Ay, 1898. 1898, mag-19th century na yon. So alos kasing tanda lang yan ng isang lolo natin. Sobrang lapit sa atin, no? Kailan umalis yung Amerika? 1990 lang umalis dito. 1990 lang umalis sila sa kanilang military base. And that's just 30 years from us. And then ngayon, eto na naman ang isang bagong amo. Hindi pa tayo, ang mga kababayan natin hindi pa nararanasan kung ano talaga yung isang bansa. So we are still very immature as people. Kaya kailangan natin ng isang talagang tao na magsasakripisyo kung siya naman ay maging leader. Hindi mangungurakot kundi magsasakripisyo. Nga sabi ko, para turuan yung mamamayan natin na maging matalino, i-educate yung mamamayan natin, i-priority yung pag-educate ng mamamayan at pag-itaas yung kanyang dignidad bilang isang tao, na hindi lang tayo dapat sunod-sunuran at mga tau-tauhan ng ibang bansa. Kaso ang nangyayari sa mga politicians natin, yung immaturity na yan, they take advantage of that. Yung katangahan, sorry for the term, yung katangahan at yun ang ginagawang tinitake advantage para lokohin yung mamamayan natin at paikot-ikutin. So, nakakalungkot. Sobrang nakakalungkot.
All right. Thank
Okay,
you, Sir John.
salamat. Mabuhay ka. Mabuhay ka.
All right,
Ay, yun lang yung question mo. Isa lang. Okay.
Solo. All right, I guess that wraps up our Q&A. Thank you for indulging everyone, Sir John, with your answers. I hope everyone enjoyed this session. Any final words, Sir John, before we break out for the night?
Final word?
Mm.
Well, of course, thank you so much, HBO Go, for conducting this interviews. And of course, I would like to also thank kaibigan ko at mentor si Lauren Jogi, kasi at saka ang Star Magic is in full support for me, especially dito sa pag-promote ng OTJ, and maraming salamat sa kanila, maraming salamat sa inyo, and to all the media practitioners who are actually supporting us and helping us, especially those who are here with us this afternoon. Thank you so much sa inyong lahat, and please let us push this film to be viewed by most of, if not all, Filipinos, at least majority of our viewers in the Philippines.
Thank you, Sir John. So this press con is brought to you by Star Magic. Thank you, Ms. Tess and team. And as mentioned by Sir John, if you can, please catch On the Job. It'll be available on HBO Go starting September 12. And also, may we call on Bats from Reality Entertainment for a quick announcement. And thank you so much again, Sir John.
Thank you.
After that, sir, picture tayo. After ng announcement.
Yes.
Okay, Bats. Your turn.
Hi everyone. Sorry, I just won't be going on video. But hi everyone. Thank you, Sir John, for going to this press con. Thank you, Star Magic, for organizing it, and for HBO Go for supporting us. I just like to make a quick announcement. So as of today, kaya Direk Eric Mati isn't here. It's because today is the official premiere of On the Job in the Venice Film Festival, and as of 5:30 p.m. it is the official press con of On the Job in the Venice Film Festival. If you check the chat, I've provided the FB links and the official streaming links in case you guys want to catch Direk Eric and some of the other people involved in the On the Job series and On the Job movie as well, On the Job 2 movie as well. So that's it. Thank you very much, and thank you for all attending as well.
Thank you, Bat. So if everyone could please turn your cameras on for a quick photo shoot. Okay, who's gonna take a picture? Okay.
Me.
All right, Miss Tess.
Sandali. Asan na? Hindi ka sila nakikita.
Please open your camera, please. Smile. One more.
Ang dami pala sa gallery.
Yes.
Hindi ko nakita.
Salamat po. Thank you so much.
Salamat. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Everyone.
Okay na ka?
And happy
you.
weekend po.
Yes, thank you, Sir
Thank
John.
you.
Everyone.
Salamat po.
Salamat.
Carla, thank you,
Bye.
Mister.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you po.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks everyone for joining. Maraming salamat, Carla.
Thank you.
Bats.
I'll be ending the call na. Thank you, everyone. Please support Direct Eric. in the
Yes,
audience.
we'll go to the next press con. Thanks, Bats.
Oo,
Thanks,
thank you.
Bats. Thank you, Carla.
Thank you
Thank you,
po.
Kim. Salamat po.